Hi guys, so go lilymutamztv, also known as Gelawapa Z, Girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that Gelawapa Z posts a video. Thank you so much for more than 62,000 subscribers. I am blessed to have all of you on my YouTube channel sharing my videos, talking about the content that I'm sharing about Zambia, about other African countries. We celebrate and we also complain. And we're here to send a message that we want to make Africa great again. And how do we do that? By sharing stories that will help us change what is Africa and how it is portrayed. And we're here to change the narratives of how Africa is interpreted. And we want Africa to change, to develop. We want to see a change. And above all, we want to see a united Africa. It doesn't matter which country you are from. What affects me as a Zambian affects you as a Kenyan, as a Zimbabwean, as a Malawian, as any other part of Africa. So we are united. We don't want to even divide each other. And one thing that I've realized is that what has made the black race to be where they are is because of lack of unity. So our messages on our YouTube platforms as African YouTubers is to send a message that we want to be united. We are one Africa. We are one world. Whether you're from the Caribbean, whether you're from America, we are one. In this video, I want to talk about Bowman Lusambo, Lusaka minister that bullied our guys in Zambia because they complained about the Chinese people that have been bullying Zambians. I call it bullying because you can't keep someone in quarantine and you call it's normal treatment. It's ill treatment and it's some form of bullying. Definitely gravity. The gravity of bullying is deep. And he stated that whosoever is talking about the president or talking about whatever is going on, talking about any minister, he is giving them 24 hours. Now, as a woman from Zambia, I started a movement on my YouTube channel and I started a movement on my Facebook page. And I said, no youth shall be made to shut up because of a selfish leader. Now, if you listen to Bowman speak, you listen to him, he was authoritative. And he was sure that nobody can talk against the government. And I went on a Facebook Live, angry. And I said, I don't care who Bowman is. I don't care who's in government. If I have concerns about my people not being paid, about my people in Zambia not having food because of the selfish town clerk who doesn't care about paying government workers, I will talk about it. And this is a gimmick they've been using. If you're working for the government, they don't pay you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. So that when you talk about it, they fire you. They fire union leaders. There's no organization at all because they feel they're above the law. But social media has shown them that we can actually use it as a voice to declare that we are not happy. So Bowman Lusambo expected B-Flow and Kings plus Chela Tukuta to apologize. Chela Tukuta refused to apologize. I've shared a video about his non-apologetic video. I've also shared a video of Kings, who is a fake apologetic person. The video is on my YouTube channel. All the videos are linked below. And B-Flow has refused. He's actually even gone on BBC. The BBC has picked up on this as well, BBC Africa, and they're saying, you know, nobody should be denied an opportunity to speak out. And also the Human Rights Commission has also been involved, and they've also said the same thing. But it started with what? Facebook, where everybody was quiet, and I said nobody will stop us. And I'm calling upon every Zambian youth to talk about this rubbish. And because he's seen the pressure, the other two people never responded. Only one responded, Kings Malembe. He did a live interview with Diamond TV. Now I'm sharing this interview because I want you to see the grade 2s that are hired to work for the government of Zambia. That is where corruption starts. When they hire illiterates, people who have no even certificate, no education background whatsoever, they buy their certificates in China, their honorary degrees in China, their PhDs, they buy them from there and they intimidate us. And when you listen to these guys speak, you will be asking, lilymutamztv, you should be minister. Why isn't this other Zambian a minister? You would even be saying Chelo Tukota, you should be minister. You will even say Biflo, you should be a minister. You will say all the people that I've shared on my YouTube channel, they should be ministers than the way this guy speaks. So here is a video. Listen to the minister of Lusaka, the pompous Ganga Bowman Lusambo, that is untouchable. From a bus conductor to a bus chola boy or call boy, to a minister in the office of Lusaka, appointed by the president himself because he is capable. When the educated ones are at home, jobless, that is where the corruption starts. Watch this video.
That is why we're joined by Lusaka Province Minister, Honorable Bowman Lusambo, who is joining us this evening after a press briefing that he held earlier on today, an 8-minute press briefing that has sparked widespread debate on social media because it did not sit well with a lot of people. But he joins us to explain to us his press briefing and some of the questions that you have about the things that he said at his briefing. Good evening, Honorable. Welcome to Diamond Life.
Good evening, comrade. Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
And good evening, viewers out there. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, Honorable.
Thank you.
Let's start it off this way. I'm going to quote this. Article 21 of the Constitution says, a person has the right to freedom of expression, which includes freedom to hold an opinion. Do you agree with this, Honorable?
Yes, I do. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I believe in the Constitution of our country. I'm a minister, and the President of the Republic of Zambia is a custodian of the Constitution. So all of us, we respect the Constitution.
Well, it seems your statement earlier on today has sparked a lot of debate because people feel you are not respecting the Constitution in regard to the freedom of expression of individuals, because you talked about people's expressing advice, for example, to the president, people's expressing disgruntledness. You had a problem with people's disgruntledness towards the president, and a lot of people feel you are infringing on the freedom of expression of citizens to the extent that you've even given some ultimatums to apologize for simply expressing themselves. That doesn't sound like you're upholding the Constitution.
Thank you very much, comrade, my sister here and the viewers out there. There's a very thin line between freedom of expression and lawlessness. There's a very thin line between freedom of expression and also misbehavior. It's very slim, okay? You can advise anyone. Even you can advise me. You can advise. There's a lot of shows here which has been going on, and you discuss developmental issues, you discuss governance, and you discuss those things in the normal way. And for us, the first important thing, not for me as Minister for Lusaka Province, but for all of us as a country, Zambia, we have to respect the office of the presidency. We have to respect the office of the presidency regardless the person who's occupying that office. And the freedom of expression, freedom of movement, freedom of association, beyond those freedoms, it's lawlessness.
So lawlessness, it's very good that you've mentioned the word lawlessness. It's a very interesting choice of words, because lawlessness simply insinuates that somebody has broken the law. That lawlessness simply simplifies that somebody has broken the law. And if somebody has broken the law, Honorable Lusambo, you understand that they've got to face the wrath of the law. So in this event, which law have these people broken, and what is going to happen to them?
No, for me, first of all, I'm a parent in this province, and I know what is best for my children. I know what is best for my people here in Lusaka province, and I know the best behavior which we have to exhibit as a province and as a nation. Mind you, this is a Christian nation. The president has been addressing this nation through parliament on issues to do with national values. And these national values, comrade and viewers out there, they're very important to the development of our country. And national values are very important also at the family level. The things which we have been seeing here, it's that our fellow young men and women, they have started copying the behavior of other disgruntled people who would want to insult using social media.
But they've not been insulting, Honorable, to be fair. I think the people that you mentioned today have not been insulting.
Do you know an insult? An insult is not something that you are insinuating. An insult is something which can be produced. For example, if someone starts saying, what's her name again, my sister? Malama. Malama is eating out with, what's her name again? Jonah. Malama is eating out with Jonah. Malama, she's doing this, she's doing, that's an insult.
But what if,
what does that
nobody
have
has
to
said
do?
that, Honorable.
I would like to know then from you, Honorable, because looking at what was being said, you have people that were calling on the president to safeguard, our natural resources, to maybe, steer the country into the right direction. Where in their concerns, in their grievances, did they cross the line that you felt it was lawlessness?
And on top of what Malama said, outside examples, you mentioned people that you felt must apologize, and from the video that has emerged, for example, of Kings who has apologized, the video that has led to him apologizing, he was simply saying the gold mines must be for the Zambians, and he was saying if the president doesn't make the decision to give it to the Zambians, he would lose elections. What's insulting about
that? Was coming from the people.
Which Zambians?
The people he was referring to, the people he was referring to in his video are the people of the Copper Belt. Kings has a very strong tie.
The gold mines are not in the Copper Belt.
They are not in the Copper Belt, but people can express their values to say, look, if we let go of this mine, it should be for the people.
Now, who's let it go?
But
no,
Honorable Sambo, I also feel like,
go.
I think that's not the bigger issue here. The bigger issue is the freedom of expression of these individuals. This person expresses the mere fact that they feel if this gold mine is not given to the hands of the Zambians, then the president would lose. And that disgruntled you, and you consider it an insult.
First and foremost, there's no one who has condemned people who are talking about the natural resources.
No one else apart from you.
No, there is no one.
No one else apart from you.
But what you have condemned is the behavior. Okay? What you have condemned is the behavior. There is no one who has said people can't talk to the president.
You did today. You said people should not go to social media and advise the president because he's got 40 ministers. He's got multiple advisors.
Exactly.
But the president was elected by the people.
Exactly. The president was elected by the people, and he has the mandate to administer the affairs of the people. Okay? For me, I can assure you that there are a lot of platforms where you can advise the president.
And social media is one of them.
Is not one of them?
That is not a platform.
But why is that?
That is not a platform.
Honorable, you know that
we are the reason why we are here the reason why you have directors, the reason why you have permanent secretaries, the reason why you have district commissioners, is for you to visit those offices. You talk to the district commissioner on the issues which you feel they are not moving.
Okay, so I've also got a question.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Then that district commissioner, if he can't address that issue at that level, he will push that problem to another level. And if that problem has landed in my office, definitely I will look on the gravity of that issue. And if I feel this is the issue which can go to the president, I will take it to the president.
I'll maybe also, can I ask you,
the issue to do with the mines. We have Minister of Mines, we have the minister himself, we have permanent secretary, and we have directors. And the issue to do with the gold which I had been talking about, we have other concession which is under ZCCMIH.
The question I have for you,
do you know the problem which we have now? The problem which we have with the 1990s, 2000 youths of today, they don't want to be told the truth.
Or maybe also it is you in power, no, Honorable. I just want,
it is not about
I want
power.
you to add on to what you're saying.
It is not about power. It is
about... for me, I've got a question, and I think we should look at it from this way. So the government has got a problem. You have a problem, with which I will explain. You have a problem with people addressing government through social media. But I visit your page a lot of times, and I know that you do address the people through social media. So what is the problem with people addressing you? When it's time for you to communicate, you do communicate through social media. You use social media. You consider it a channel when you should communicate, but the citizens cannot communicate to you using social media.
Just to add on, sorry, Honorable, I just want to add on to what is saying. It looks like in that moment social media becomes a powerful tool for you, but shouldn't the people then also rely on social media if they feel they have been approaching your offices or the various offices you've mentioned and nothing is being done? Isn't social media also the best way to have them air their views so that the president can be able to get to what they're saying?
Very good. Government is a system.
No, we do have a caller on the line.
Okay, we do have Morgan. Let's try to get Morgan before you can respond to that. Hi, good evening, Morgan.
Hello.
Hi, Morgan. How are you?
I'm alright, and how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I believe you've got a question.
Yeah.
Proceed.
I am Black Morgan within Lusaka.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, the first issue that the God that you have in this country is for the Zambian people. And these Zambian people should share the same cake with the current government. You know, the only problem which we have, if you have this Honorable Lusambo, is under the shoe of the PF. Because the Honorable Lusambo is only praising the Commander-in-Chief. All the presidents which you have, the past presidents, were Commander-in-Chief. And even if you are a civilian, don't go out to handle the guns. You become a president. You are the commander-in-chief. But for us, what we are saying, let us first serve the interest of the people, the public interest. What is the public interest? The whole Zambia, what we have with 73 tribals and 17 million Zambians. What is their interest? That's what we are talking about. So for us, we don't just praising the ruling party. No, there's some people that are not even interested in the politics. The people want to be served by the current government. But this Lusambo is only praising Lungu. President Lungu is the President Lungu God. I thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Morgan. Honorable Sambo, just also with regards to what Morgan has said, I think one of the major things that's coming out is why you are giving the impression that you should speak on behalf of the president.
That is my responsibility.
But the president is not your president. The president is the president of all Zambians.
He is your president.
So
he is your president.
So why should you take up this responsibility? You are assuming this responsibility as a minister, Honorable. You're not a minister of the Patriot Front. You are a minister of Zambia.
job is to protect the office of the presidency.
You should
That
protect
is-
the
that-
Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. You should protect
Who's
the
the custodian? Who's the custodian of
You
the
should
constitution?
protect
Who's the
the interest.
who's the custodian
You,
of the
Honorable,
constitution
should
of
protect
Zambia?
the
Who's the
interest.
who's the
You
custodian?
should protect the
Who's the
interest.
custodian?
You should protect the interest.
Who's the
of
custodian of the
president
constitution?
could not be in
Who's
his
the
office
custodian?
without
Who's
the
the
Zambians.
custodian of
The president wouldn't be in
Who's
his
the
office.
custodian of the constitution of
The
Zambia?
president of the Republic
Look
of
here.
Zambia wouldn't
The-
be in his office
here.
without the citizens.
The reason
and
why
I feel for you, Honorable, they should be first
wait,
before the head of state.
Aren't we all
Me, I'm
custodians
here.
of the
Look.
Constitution?
The constitution of Zambia, the custodian is the president.
But that doesn't mean that
That
he's
is
got
the
any
president.
all
of the
involved
preserve
in the
over it.
Constitution.
He is the constitution order. Us, all of us in this country, we respect the constitution.
What is disrespectful
There is a-
about holding a president accountable?
There's no one who has said we are refusing people
No
to
one
vote.
else apart from you, Honorable.
No.
No one else apart from you.
I'm doing what?
You have refused people from giving...
I've refused lawlessness.
And what is...
I've refused lawlessness.
Honorable Lusambo, what
And
is your definition of lawlessness in this case?
let me tell you this, my brother, and viewers out there. In Lusaka province, first and foremost, it's no go area for any person who would want to bring lawlessness.
What is
in
your
Lusaka.
definition of lawlessness in this
One,
case?
the president, that office is a very respected respected office. Very respected office. Very respected office. And the respect which we give to the office is equal to the respect which we will give to the person who's occupying that office.
But that does
The
not
president-
translate
wait,
into fear.
wait.
That
The
does not
president-
translate, and it shouldn't translate into fear.
In fact, that office, if you want to address that office, you're supposed to address it with fear.
You shouldn't,
Because-
Honorable
because-
Lusambo.
wait,
Honorable
wait.
Lusambo, that is not a democracy.
Okay.
That is not a
How do
democracy.
you address your father? You
With
just
respect.
you just
With
go and say,
respect.
"Hey, Mdalaiwe,
No.
can you do this for me?
That's
Can you
disrespectful.
buy
That's
meal meal? If
disrespectful.
you are not going to buy meal meal, we are not going to let you
That's
come in this
disrespectful.
house."
That's
That's
disrespectful.
that's
disrespectful, but-
exactly. Now let me tell you this.
No,
let me
Honorable
tell you this. That office is not an office where any Jim and Jack can just pop up and
Honorable
say,
Lusambo,
"We
you haven't
want to
answered my
advise
question.
the,
I
the
think you haven't
president."
answered. You
I'm
keep
trying to
emphasizing
no,
the
I'm
office
trying,
of the president, but you're not
this
answering
is
my
this is
question.
the core business which we are discussing here. You want to know why we
You are
protect
infringing on
why
the
we
freedom
protect
of
that,
it.
why
you are
we
infringing-
protect that office.
I think what we want to
We
find out is why you are
protect-
infringing
we are not
on the freedom of
we are not
expression.
infringing on anyone's rights of to
But don't you think if you're cutting them off from addressing issues or
we are
alerting
not
the president
we are not
of,
we are not
of their
we,
issues,
we are
isn't
not,
that not cutting
we
them
are
off or
not
infringing
cutting
on their
anyone
rights?
off.
But if
What
you're going
we are
to say,
saying is, can you first of all know your boundary?
but I think that's what
When
people
you want,
do
you
know.
know your boundary.
Oh my goodness.
You
Honorable
know your
Lusambo.
boundary, and when you want to advise, when you want to, even me, I get advice from even my colleagues.
What
like
is the
for
boundary?
example,
What is the boundary?
For example, your CEO, he advises me on many issues.
But
he will call me. He will call me. Yes, honorable. Yes, where are you? Oh, I'm this. Okay, I'm coming.
But
If
Honorable
it's not,
Lusambo,
if it's
Honorable
not
Lusambo, you are-
accessing, if it's not
Honorable
having
Lusambo,
access
you're
to
not
me,
being fair to the
you will
citizens
call-
because not every citizen of this country is a CEO, and by what you are
Not
saying,
every citizen
only a
can
certain
vote.
class of
No,
people
that's
must
not what I'm
address the
saying.
president.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the platform which ones use.
Social media is a bad platform.
Social media.
Is it a bad platform?
Social media actually for us as a country, it's even destroying our generation.
And yet the president on a
It
daily
is-
basis, and yet the president
Look
on a
here,
daily basis
it
makes
is how
posts
you use
on-
the social media. It's how you use the social media.
I wanna- just before my
the
comes
social
in-
media can be very harmful actually, and also can be a good platform to communicate with other people.
Honorable
But
Lusambo,
we should not abuse the social media.
you're
The people
What
we
you're
are,
saying-
the people we are trying to advise here are the people who are abusing a social media platform.
But
and I can
because-
assure you that for me me, I want you to mark this thing and put it in your diary. For me, I want Lusaka province to have people who are using social media with the intention, which is the right intention.
I'm going to ask you a very simple question, Honorable
Okay.
Lusambo. Based on the people that you talked about today at your press briefing, Kings has apologized. Well and good. I'm sure you're happy about that. But the others haven't. What do you've given them a 24-hour ultimatum. What will you do in the next 24 hours if they don't apologize? What law are you going to use to go after them?
Me, I didn't even know the other person.
You mentioned
the cameraman.
You mentioned the cameraman. You
Who's the
mentioned
cameraman?
B-Flow and
Who's the
his team.
cameraman?
We know B-Flow.
Who's the cameraman?
The camera. You said so, Honorable
Who's the
Lusambo, that
cameraman?
was just a random comment that
No,
you made.
who's the cameraman?
You just
Who's
made a
the
random.
cameraman?
You just made a random.
I
Were you talking about all cameramen?
I told them.
Is there a specific cameraman you were talking about?
Wait, I told them.
Is there a specific
Wait,
cameraman you were talking about, Honorable
let
Lusambo?
me say this. I told them. Yes. For me.
So that's the
Wait,
cameraman I'm
wait,
talking about.
wait.
What will you do? No, Honorable Lusambo, can you? I would like you to answer the question.
I'm answering you. You don't want me to answer.
What will you do to the people that won't apologize in the
there
next
is
24
nothing
hours?
like what I have to do.
You gave an ultimatum.
After 24 hours.
You gave an ultimatum.
All of them, they have responded.
Who?
All of them.
Who?
Who is
All of them.
Who?
The people who are supposed to respond to me, they have responded.
Who has
All of
responded
them.
to you?
All of them. All of them, they have responded.
Who mentioned them, Honorable?
You want me to mention them?
Yes.
But you know them.
I don't know them. Mention them.
I don't know them.
You don't know the people you were talking about.
Yes.
Honorable,
Okay,
for me,
then-
that is you admitting that you've infringed on people's freedom of expression, and you fear to speak about them
You are
because
just the person who was from telling me that Kingsley has talked to the
you
nation.
said all of them.
Eh?
You said all of them.
Yes, I've said all of them.
So you say so? Yes.
The
you said
cameraman?
Kings. So a cameraman? Which
Yes.
cameraman? Well, do you know his
No,
name?
a cameraman, I
Do you
know
know his name
cameraman.
now?
No.
So there's a cameraman who's come to apologize to you.
The cameraman has responded. Kingsley
Sorry.
has responded because they know that whatever things which they have been doing is not correct.
But Honorable,
Okay.
what
So for you, the freedom of expression which you are talking about, I'm very worried, actually.
I'm
Very worried.
I'm going to
I'd
give you an
like to
example.
know-
Wait. I'm very worried. You're supposed to advocate, actually, for people to start using the social media normally.
I should also advocate for national values. And I'll read out the
National values.
Let me read out the national values to you, Honorable, which I'm
Yes.
sure you're very well aware of. Morality and ethics.
Yes.
Patriotism.
Yes.
National unity.
Yes.
Democracy.
Yes.
And
Yes,
constitutionalism.
yes.
Human dignity.
Yes.
Equity, social justice, equality and
Uko
non-discrimination,
wafika kwale
good governance
pano
and
okulepa.
integrity, and
Uko
sustainable
wafika
development.
kwalepa nokulepa konse uko wafika. The issue here is based actually on morality and patriotism.
But what's
So what
unpatriotic
is
about
unpatriotic
asking?
Exactly.
about providing checks
Exactly.
and balances
And what's
or questioning
unpatriotic-
you who's in that power?
exactly.
What
For
screams
me,
more
wait.
patriotic than saying Zambians must have hold of their own country?
So are you telling me that the president in State House, he doesn't know that Zambians has to be the priority number one in his governance?
What about you?
Are you telling me,
What about you?
Wait. Are you telling me that suddenly someone has to be more intelligent than the president?
But
That's
what's
what you're
wrong with
telling
that?
me.
What's wrong with that, Honorable Sambo?
Are you telling me that this is what I'm saying?
Honorable
Okay.
Sambo, are you
For
saying
example,
the most intelligent person in Zambia is President and
No. That's what I'm.
So
what
Then
what's
what is the
different
problem
about
with-
another
Exactly.
person offering
For-
a check and a balance?
checks and balance we do accept.
Let me
We do accept the checks and
Let's
balance.
take a look at this video, Honorable Sambo, and I want you to tell me what is
What is the
disrespectful,
problem?
what is an insult about this video that Kings had released earlier on. Would like you to decipher it and explain it to us exactly
I've
what is
been
wrong
going
with it.
through that video
I think
several times.
Well, let's
Okay,
go through
for
it
the people
together.
maybe that have not seen it.
Well, this goes to my president and the first family. You know that video I
That's a video of King's
Ya
Malebe.
luba no kuluba.
Yeah, because
Why Rufia? Why kabili?
no, I'm going to explain the video. I'm going to explain. I'll explain the video. I'll explain the video to you. For me, Honorable Lusambo, that is a non-issue.
So the non-issue if you're there for
no, yeah, exactly.
The issue is a thing which Kings say.
And what
that
King
is the
said,
issue.
what King
so
said,
you,
what King said. Let me explain it to you, Honorable.
No.
What King
it's
said,
not you
what
to explain.
King said, what
it's
King
not,
said.
It's not
it is
you
me
to
because
explain.
this is my show, Honorable.
It's
It
not
is
you to
it is me to explain
Can
because
you
this is
give me
my show.
Can you give me King's
Honorable
video?
Lusambo, you are running away from the issue here, to be honest. You sound like you're running away from the
How?
issue. Because you don't
I'm
want
here.
to address the
I'm
issue.
here.
So let us address the issue.
I'm here.
Let us address the issue.
Yes.
And the issue is King's talked about the gold mine in Zambia.
Where?
And he says it
How
feels
many
like
God? How many God sites?
Honorable Lusambo,
Okay,
I don't know which gold mine Kings was talking about.
Wait, my brother.
Honorable Lusambo, you focus on the wrong issue.
My brother. Don't talk about issues which you can't understand.
What shouldn't be understood?
The gold mine which Kings is talking about. Do you know the gold mine which Kings was talking about?
But
you
he
don't know.
But
How many gold sites do we have in Zambia?
You
don't know.
Does it matter which gold
When
mine?
did we start exploration for this gold? You don't know. So for you, mlesenda ka story akali fi eko mlesenda.
No, we are getting, no, Honorable Lusambo, we are getting 8 minutes of the press briefing that you had today, which was instilling fear in young Zambians that are expressing themselves, which is an infringement on the freedoms of expression of Zambians.
If you're feeling nenchito, the most
Freedom of expression,
you are not understanding the real issue.
No, there's the real issue.
What is the real issue?
The real issue.
What is the real issue?
The real issue that we know the real issue.
What's the real
we
issue?
invited you. So the real issue is the freedom of expression.
The freedom of expression,
which you threatened today in your press briefing, giving individuals that express themselves an ultimatum to come and apologize, forcing them to apologize. We don't know who you wanted them to apologize to, but you were forcing them to apologize by giving them an ultimatum.
Maybe we should play the video again.
No, look here. For me, what I said this morning.
What did you say, Honorable?
Very good. The office of the president is not the office. Yeah, the president is not a yo-yo, where anyone can just come, you start pushing the president here, here, here. No. You have, first of all, to have respect with that office. We are saying you can advise. Okay? Advising the president, you can advise with respect. Okay?
But what is your definition of respect, Honorable Lusambo?
My definition of respect,
your definition of
is
respect.
the one which I'm explaining here.
Mommy, Daddy, is that the definition of respect?
That's the one which I'm explaining here. If I want to address you as an individual, I will know exactly how to address a person like you. If I'm addressing a person like the president, I just have even to have respect that let me handle this issue like this. If you are Landry Kings, for example, I remember our president that I'm watching so lose my elections. How?
But what is wrong
but
with
what is wrong with saying,
Kings
Mr.
is the one who
President?
votes.
No.
Okay,
Honorable.
He's the one who votes.
Honorable, I'd like
So he's
to
the one who
know.
votes the entire country.
It's not about, but he's also a representative. His vote does matter. His vote does matter.
You are not understanding.
No, Honorable, you can't say we're making noise.
Look
when
where,
we're asking you questions.
Let me tell you this. When you are trying to get something from somebody, first and foremost, respect is number one. The office we are talking about.
Not telling Malama she's making noise because that's a bit disrespectful to be honest. And if it was the case, if I were in your position, I would infringe on your freedom of expression just as you did this morning. You just said she's asking a question and you said she's making noise. But because you've got the freedom of expression, we've allowed you, even if you disrespect
it's not like that, guys. Guys, what we are talking about here, we're talking about the office of the president.
And freedom of expression.
We are talking about the office of the president. There is no one who is saying we are trying to step on people's freedom of expression. No. Okay? That's not what we are saying. That is not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here, it is respect. Okay? It is respect. That office, the office of the presidency is not like any other office. Even you here, if that's how you address your CEO, then I'm worried.
Okay, I would like to know then from you, if I came to you, Honorable.
If you came to me, to my office, for example, if you came to my office and you want to advise me and you start shouting outside,
but I don't
you know
think
the difference.
Wait,
you know the difference.
Wait. Let me finish.
I will allow you to finish.
Yes,
yes.
You start shouting outside when you have access to me. I haven't chased you from my office. I haven't chased you. I've given you that opportunity because the office which I'm occupying is a public office.
The only difference,
Then
Honorable, with our CEO and yourself is that this is his company. But you, on the other hand, have been placed in that position by the person that is out there. If anything, the person out there...
So that person can even shout?
No. The person is not shouting in this case. The person is expressing themselves. Because even in these videos, the people are not shouting. They're expressing themselves.
And they did it very calmly, to be honest. So.
Why should it be that the basic principle of governance, Honorable, is that the person with the more power is the person out there and not the person within the office. So why should they fear you?
There's no one who has said that let them fear us. We have millions of people who have visited our offices.
But don't you think that ultimatum of 24 hours is a threat?
To give us the advice on real issues, they have come. And we have given them opportunity and time to talk to us. You haven't even known how many people have visited our offices.
I know that there are not 17 million Zambians, okay. and I think it's not possible for 17 million Zambians to flock to this State House office.
Those they are representing 17 million Zambians.
Nope, they're representing themselves.
Individuals.
They are representing themselves.
The president,
rights that they do
yes,
have.
the president, that office, that is an institution, and it has systems. Okay, and I'm part of the system. Okay. If there's a problem out there, if
there's no specific system, Honorable Lusambo. The truth is there's no specific system on how people are going to address you as government. They don't need to come and line up at your office. They can express themselves through media. And one of the mediums that is available now, one of the mediums that you are using, one of the mediums that the president is using, is social media. You got this information through social media.
So you know me, you know my officers, you know my secretaries, you know my permanent secretary, and if you want to communicate to me, instead of coming to me, you want to go to the media.
The difference is that I don't know the president.
So
we're talking about the president, not you.
In this situation, the person that also just came out and said, look, they have access to the president directly is Kings. So for him, you're saying you would rather, he tells the president that the people maybe on the Copper Belt will not vote for him if he, decides to let go of the gold mine because he's got that relationship?
No. The president, wherever
is it that easy?
No. The president, wherever you go, his presence is there.
Of course.
Wherever you go within this country, his presence is there. If there was a problem on the Copper Belt province, the first call Kings was supposed to do, there's a minister, Mwakalombe, in Copper Belt province, the permanent secretary.
If this is the case, Honorable, why didn't you address Kings? You didn't have to address the entire nation and start warning them against advising the president on social media, because you clearly stated that Kings has got access to the president. I think you know him. You should have called him.
The Kings issue was just, by the way.
But
it was not the press briefing. I can't hold the press briefing for those chaps.
Which is exactly why
I just mentioned them. But I can't.
If they were not relevant,
wait! I can't hold the press briefing for those chaps.
Why are they chaps, Honorable? Is it because they're not ministers?
No.
Is it because they're not ministers?
No. Why should I start having a press briefing for those?
Why not? Why not? You seem to have been agitated.
No. We have a lot of things to do. And we are in a hurry to develop this country.
Well, today it seemed like you were in a hurry to intimidate the nation, Honorable.
That King's issue, it was just by the way.
Was it?
Okay, yes. Then I would like to know.
It was just by the way. The main issue of my press briefing. Do you think I can just wake up and start holding a press briefing?
You wouldn't have mentioned them if it wasn't so important to you, Honorable.
It was not the main thing. But to me, I had to mention them because I was not
Were you
pleased
citing them
with
as examples?
Citing them as examples to what?
I mean, you did give an ultimatum of 24 hours if they do not apologize. Isn't that also maybe a threat to their rights as well?
Don't worry about that.
But I'm worried.
The most important thing is the press briefing. First of all, as area alluded to, it was not for those people.
Honorable Lusambo, that's not the big issue here.
It was not for those people.
I'd like to find out something else. In conclusion,
this thing which has popped up, to me, it's very important. My priority number one, my job description number one, is to defend the Constitution and the President of the country.
Your allegiance sounds like you are more worried about what the President thinks about you than what you would do for the people.
When I went to Parliament, I had to swerve allegiance to the President.
And not the people of this country.
That put you there?
The President represents the 17 to 18 million Zambians.
It's actually
you being there, don't you think you represent the vote that they gave you to be in that office?
Because
the
President
vote that
Lusambo
put
did
the
not
president
vote.
there.
Then you guys, you are talking from without. Let me teach you one thing.
We are not going to go that route. Honorable, to be honest, I would appreciate your lesson.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. No.
But I'd like to find out something in conclusion.
Wait.
In conclusion,
let me conclude.
I have a question for you. We're going to answer the questions. And the question is, what are you going to do, Honorable? What are you going to do to the people that are going to continue offering criticism to the Patriotic Front government?
We have received criticism.
The people that are going to advise the president in a manner that you don't like.
The manner that I don't like.
Yes, like the ones
we are going to. We will advise them. We will advise them, guys. This is not the way to go.
But you said it's lawlessness. Lawlessness doesn't need advice. Lawlessness needs the law to take its course.
Lawlessness needs advice.
And it needs the law to take its course.
Lawlessness needs advice.
And the law to take its course.
Lawlessness needs advice.
Are you going to have the law take its course?
We are going to advise them.
Are you going to take the law, to have the law take its course, Honorable?
When they assert the Constitution, definitely the law will take.
So they haven't asserted the Constitution.
This is what I'm saying.
They haven't asserted the Constitution.
This is what I'm saying. When?
So they haven't asserted the Constitution.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying we are going to advise them, and if they assert the Constitution, there are other institutions who will deal with those people.
So they haven't asserted the Constitution. So if they haven't asserted the Constitution, Honorable, you've got no right to, first of all, summon them. And for you to tell them what you've summoned them to give you an apology, or whoever, in 24 hours. If they haven't broken the Constitution, whatever you say, Honorable, is inconsequential.
Let me tell you this, guys. I think when you are trying to come up with a position in issues like this, first and foremost, the President and all of us who works under the President, including the Speaker, including the judges, their allegiance is to the President.
Honorable Lusambo, what you did today, according to you now, has no basis with the laws of this country.
I'm explaining this thing to you.
But the Constitution...
Everything is that... Look here, if I want to advise someone, you want me to quote the Constitution at that I'm advising you based on this Constitution?
Well, you're speaking as a minister, so when you're speaking as an individual, it's okay. But when you carry the office of the minister, then it becomes public interest.
I told them, and I'm repeating those words.
As the minister,
I told them that in Lusaka, it's not a go area for people who would want to bring lawlessness.
Which is what I'm asking. What
and
are you going
for
to
those
do?
people, for those people who will continue monitoring.
And what will you do, Honorable?
It's not for you.
It is, because
I'm also one of those people that might go onto social media, Honorable.
And
if I feel I cannot get in touch with you, I've been through all the offices, there's no response, I'm tired, how do I get my message to you? I'm going to go on my phone, and you probably might read my message, and guess what? You might ignore it, okay? You might ignore it, and I'll keep expressing how I feel based on how you have made me feel by ignoring me, how the various officers have ignored me. So I will use social media as a tool to get to you.
Okay, so in this case, who has ignored who?
And it's not only also honorable.
I
It is
don't
not
think
on.
it's about-
It's not also only about giving you information. It's
No.
also about raising awareness, because you see, governing a country should also have. You should know this, honorable, that it involves a lot of mobilization. It involves mobilization of individuals. It involves mobilization of similar opinions. If somebody has got the opportunity, as you usually do, to praise the president of this country, that's your opinion, and you
It's not my
express that. That's
opinion.
your
It's-
opinion,
look,
and you
where
express
is it?
that opinion.
That is not-
You're arguing the wrong point,
all
honorable.
ministers-
You're arguing the wrong
wait,
point.
excuse me,
That's
excuse
the
me,
wrong point you're arguing,
no,
honorable. The
excuse
issue
me.
here is with regards to people expressing themselves, whether they want to get to government or they want to get to their fellow citizens. If they're appealing to their fellow
For
citizens
example,
and they're
look
talking
here,
about the
there is-
president,
wait. There is no one who has denied what we are saying.
no one
there is no
else
one-
apart from you.
No, there's no one who has denied what we are saying. But we are saying, do it within the law.
Which is
And
basically
they-
what those gentlemen did.
Excuse me. To you, yes.
They're still walking free. If it was against the law, they would be behind bars, don't you think?
It doesn't mean that always you have to be behind bars.
So the
You-
law is
you-
being
you-
broken with impunity within this government.
Who has broken the law in our government?
So nobody has broken the law today. Those gentlemen have not broken the law.
No, I think you don't know what you're talking about. If
Those-
you know what you're talking about, first and foremost, the issue to do with kings is totally different from what you're trying to portray here. Totally different. What we are saying here is the office of the president, first and foremost, it's not the king's office. It's an office which we have to respect, all of us, including yourself. And the people who are supposed to respect this office, it's us, as Zambians. And if today we start
Holding the government
no.
accountable.
What accountable?
So, honorable,
Calling them out is
if
holding them accountable. If I say, Honorable, that please, Mr. President, would like you not to sell this, or please have the people's best
Who
interest
told
at
him? Who
heart,
told him? First,
is-
who told,
is-
in the
is that-
first place,
is
wait.
that- is that
In the first place-
lawlessness?
in the first place, who told him about the God thing?
But when you look at the gold thing, we've been if we see what has been happening with ZCCM we've heard of the Sudanese company that had stepped in. That has been a concern of many Zambians.
What
out
do you
there.
know about the God thing?
well, honorable, you are here to answer the questions.
Yes,
to
it's
be
you to
honest,
tell us more.
you are here to answer
You
the
have
questions.
more insight than we do.
Before you called me, you would have had information. On
This
the God
entire
thing.
country, honorable,
Wait,
has been informed
wait,
about this issue
wait,
through
wait,
us.
wait,
So,
wait,
honorable,
wait.
no, you are discussing the wrong issue, honorable. And to be honest, we are
So
grateful
which
that
which
we're-
issue do you want us to discuss?
Well, the issue that has been raised today is with regards to the press
Freedom.
briefing
But it
that
has,
you
it
had,
has,
and
it
you
has,
must.
it has genesis. That issue has genesis.
The majority.
So you don't want
of-
to discuss about the genesis of the issue.
Oh, we
You
probably-
just want to discuss about the action.
We probably have discussed enough this evening, and I think majority of the comments that are coming in are seeking that you allow the people to express themselves.
We do
for
allow people to express
give
themselves.
their thoughts without
But
threatening
no,
them
let me
at a
just
press
let me
briefing
just be honest.
when they do.
Let me just be honest here. Let me just be honest. Okay? We do allow people to express themselves. Okay, that is their constitutional right. But also, we want to tell them that there is a thin line between the constitutional right and misbehaving.
When they misbehave,
Okay.
then they are against the law, and the law should take its course.
Exactly.
The law
Exactly.
should. If you are not able to go and
Exactly.
arrest them, then they are not
They're
misbehaving.
within the law.
They are within the law.
If you are not, if you don't have a
No,
basis,
wait.
honorable,
No,
of going
look
to
here.
arrest them, then they are within the law.
So whatever things which people do, we just have to arrest them.
If they have done something wrong.
Yes, now let me tell you. Go and call Kings and tell him why has he apologized.
Because you gave him an ultimatum.
Why? If he didn't do anything wrong, he
Because
would have
you
kept quiet.
mentioned their names and told them they have 24 hours to apologize. You put them in that position to say, okay, I don't know what could happen to me. Maybe I should apologize. despite whether or not he felt he was wrong or right, even if he felt he was completely right and within his right, but
how can
because
you
you gave him
apologize if
that,
you are right?
because you gave him that 24-hour ultimatum, and let's not pretend like you are not sitting in a very powerful seat as well. Who knows that maybe you might use your powers that you have against him.
It was your
How?
power that you have that you called a press briefing
Yes.
to warn the entire nation
To give them an
against
ultimatum
the
of 24
people of
hours.
Lusaka province against advising the president on social media because he's got 40 ministers and many advisors around him. You said that. You said
I
that.
said that, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I said that.
So don't advise the
What
president.
is-
He's got many advisors.
No, I didn't say don't advise the president.
You said-
I said you should not play with the president's office. Okay? The
That's not what you
president
said,
is
Honorable
not a
Lusambo. You
yo-yo.
said don't advise the president on social media. Who told
What
you
do
that
you
you
know
should
about
be
governance?
advising the... What do you know about governance? The president has 40 ministers and he's got many advisors.
So you can advise the president on governance. You.
Why not?
How?
Why not?
How?
Honorable Lusambo,
How?
why can't I?
How? How? How can you advise the president on governance?
So
what
the
you
president-
can do, what you can only do is, Mr. President, there's this issue. That's all. There's this issue. How can we go about this issue? Oh, governance is not just something that you see that, oh, I will advise the president. Even the president doesn't work alone. That's why he has cabinet. Whatever
you-
things...
have-
What?
Have you
Whatever...
been...
What?
Honorable Lusambo, have you
What?
been to a school for governance? Is there a school where they teach government officials governance? They tell them to sit down and...
Yes.
And they give you degrees for governance.
No, look here. There's a school for public administration here at NIPA.
But what makes you
Okay.
think I haven't been there?
No. Okay. Even at NIPA, there's in-service for government workers. You go to NIPA
Thank you
as
so
a
much.
government worker.
Thank you so much for coming through,
So
Honorable
it's not.
Lusambo.
It's not.
Thank you.
What we are saying here is to joke around with president's
Thank you.
office.
Thank you so much, Honorable
You
Lusambo.
can
While
come
you're
to
still, while you're
work,
still here,
work.
let's quickly. While you're still here, we appreciate you coming here. While you're still here, we're going to take a look at some of the messages that have come through before we conclude on tonight's edition of Diamond Live. These are some of the messages that people are saying, are sending in over our conversation this evening. We'll quickly take a look at some of those messages, Madam.
All right, so the first message coming through, let's see what the people are saying today of social media. Evening, honestly, what did the gospel kada do wrong? And that is coming from Nioba. This man felt terribly when he was in government. He's actually a letdown to me because he would speak nicely of what they would do when voted in power. That time, PF was in opposition, and that is coming from Isaac. Alright, so let's see what other messages as well that are coming through tonight. No one is above the law, so any citizen has the right to sing anything which concerns the nation they are expressing their views. Alright, so let's see what other messages that we have as well that are coming through tonight from you. You and your government want to take away that right away from the people by threatening them. Lusambo, you are not our master, but you are our servant. We put why with kings, because us Zambians, we do have a freedom for expression, so we will be speaking what is wrong. We can't be quiet when things are going wrong, I guess, in our country.
Yeah, Honorable Lusambo, thank you so much for joining in. But it looks like you're the only one that doesn't feel like you are threatening people, because a lot of them feel like you are threatening them today.
Which people? Which people are we
The ones
threatening?
we're from reading the messages.
You see, what we are doing actually, we're trying to protect you people. Okay, we are trying to protect you people from embarrassments. Okay, Zambia is a Christian nation, and Zambia being a Christian nation, there's a way we can address issues, and we should not copy from other people just because others are doing it. So even us, we can do it.
Well,
that is not the
this
way.
is the only
Evolving.
time. But anyway,
No, that
Honorable,
is not-
we're
that is
about
not-
to start another
is not the
show
way.
altogether. If we do
But
get
you,
back to
you
that.
haven't given
But
me time. Here, it seems that I came to listen to you. You haven't given me time
well,
to
we listened.
talk.
We did
No.
listen to you first of all this morning
Yeah,
for 8
no.
minutes when you
No.
threatened everyone that lives in Lusaka province.
When I came here, it would have given me time actually to explain and put things in order. But
one thing for sure.
It's now you who have been speaking.
One thing for sure, honorable. One thing for sure that has come out from the interview is that nothing is going to happen to anyone that advises the president on social media. That's one of the major things that's come out. That nothing is going to happen to anyone that advises. Nothing legal is going to happen to anyone that advises the president.
We are not saying you can't talk. We are not saying you can't use the social media. That's not what we are saying.
Unless you are Biflo or Kings or a
No,
cameraman.
we are saying, can you use this social media nicely? Because this social media has potential to destroy this country. It has potential to destroy this country.
All right.
The way you guys are using this social media, that is not a correct way. That is not a correct way.
What
And
would
by
be the
you guys,
correct
it's
way?
not.
As we wrap up, I'd like to know from the minister then what would be the correct way if you could guide people on the correct way. What would it be?
The modus operandi.
The social media. Most of you guys, you have used social media to insult, character assassination, to do all sorts of things. Let us use this social media so that we can add value to the development of our country. Okay? But this same social media, if we are not careful, this country can be on fire because of this social media.
The reason
And the reason in your submission, my sister, you talked about the gold mines. When I asked you a question about the gold mine, you are saying there is this karma, there is what? It's because you are getting it from the social
Honorable
media.
Lusambo, on Diamond Live, we had the public relations manager from ZCCMIH explaining the entire thing right in the chair that you were sitting.
I'm a minister for the government.
Right,
and you are talking about
right on that chair that you're sitting
I'm a
at
minister for the
ZCCMIH
government.
discussing this
I'm a
issue.
minister
So it's
for-
not from social media. Just to clarify that it's
My
not.
sister, I'm a minister for in the government of His Excellency Edgar Bowman. I'm not a spokesperson for ZCCMIH, and I know a lot.
A lot more than ZCCMIH.
Exactly.
All right, thank
So
you.
were they lying then about the gold mine?
No, if you got them right, ZCCMIH
On the show here.
exactly, should have talked about maybe one area where this karma thing is, and if you had followed her nicely and giving her a chance to explain, you can't even be here discussing this issue, because we would have known now that the things which you are getting from social media and the things which the spokesperson talked about, they are two different things. So for us as the media, now we will go with the spokesperson's position.
Thank you
Because
so
the
much,
spokesperson's
Honorable
position, the spokesperson
unfortunately, we have to wrap up.
She can't lie.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up tonight's edition of Diamond Live. Thank you for watching tonight's edition of Diamond Live. But it's pretty clear that nothing is going to happen to you if you advise the president on social media, unless you are given a 24-hour OC message. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jonah.
My name is Malama.
On behalf of Chichi, who has only been here for 5 seconds, due to honor.
Okay? I am even ashamed to share that video. Because not even somebody who is learned can make such mistakes. That was during an interview. See the way he behaved. Bowman was in charge of the interview. See the way he ignored the young girl. See the way he spoke to Jonah. I know Jonah personally. You can see these are the ministers we have in Zambia that are given speeches by learned people, graduates that are working as secretaries, and they read speeches and they can't even remember what they read because they don't type. That's the Zambia we have. Am I expected to shut up? No. I will never shut up because I want to see a better Zambia. I want to see a Zambia that will have a lot of graduates. Some people will say, oh, education is nothing. It is important because a person like that, how do you take him to UN meetings? What is he going to say? What is he going to say? These are people who get jobs because they were the ones that were campaigning with the president. So they are given positions. If you see his old pictures of how he looked, he was hungry, useless, but now he's pompous. And there's a young guy, Kawama, that I talked about the other day. He shared this image to mock us on social media. And he said, I'm having lunch with my friend Bowman. And he knows tempers are high on social media. People are upset with what he said. And this is how the government of Zambia, their representative, this is how they are mocking us. Kauma is an illiterate, probably ended in grade 2. And I don't care what people say. If somebody is an illiterate, they are an illiterate. And you can tell by their behavior. Because somebody who is learned will not talk the way Bowman spoke. And somebody who's learned will not post images like these, like the way Kauma has been posting to mock Zambians. You see the frustrations of somebody who is educated, who went to university, spent 4 years, 5 years getting their degree, and they are home because the cadres have taken the position in Zambia. And it is my plea. That is why I'm going to interview each and every presidential candidate on my YouTube channel. They should promise us that they will not give jobs of ministerial positions to non-educated people. They need to be bodyguards. A person like Bowman should be the bodyguard to the president. He shouldn't have an office and be on a salary. He should be a bodyguard so that he can be praising the president well. Because that's all he does, praising the president. So all the people that I'll be bringing on my YouTube channel for interviews, I've secured an interview for Saturday. I'll confirm with you, with a political party leader. He has to promise the youth of Zambia that the cadreism manner will not overshadow the Zambians who qualify, who are well qualified for positions. We don't want that. That is our minister. Amazing minister, right? He's a disgrace. That's all I wanted you to see. Comment below what you think of his behavior and how he was speaking. It is it. I don't even know the president what he was thinking to recruit a person like that. And you know, when I see the way the guy behaves, I just see somebody who even maybe went to one witchcraft person to say, can you blind the president to give me a job? Because I don't see the essence of him. He can work, going in the streets, whatever, but he's useless. That's just the truth. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as Z. And don't forget, we have a live stream at 3 p.m. British time today, as we'll be speaking to Valentine, an amazing Nigerian business mogul. We are balancing our content so that we can be inspired as well. And when the COVID-19 ends, the quarantine and everything that we're going through, we will push. We want people who are business-minded and focused. We are tired of governments of Africa taking advantage of our resources. So we will empower ourselves. Thank you. Take care. I love you.